everyone. A very warm welcome to the thorough newspaper analysis of 21st January 2023. We have some very important news updates as well as legal updates. But before that, let's discuss this editorial, Pride and Prejudice, which is about appointment of judges. The independence of judiciary is the right of the citizens, since the legitimacy of the judiciary rests upon the public confidence on the courts. It is at these times questions come to mind regarding whether the judiciary can be independent of the majority sex, or if the government and the judiciary can differ on moral questions. It also comes to the forefront of whether the government is the best judge of people's opinions as well as preferences. Questions such as these have been brought forward based on the collegium recommendation and the public re-recommendation of the appointment of Saurabh Kirpal. The government has voted against the elevation of Saurabh Kirpal based on the following: that he is a homosexual and has opened up about the same, that his partner is a Swiss national, same sex marriage is not legal, and hence the government is unsure of what Saurabh Kirpal's status is with his partner. His impartiality was also questioned based on his involvement in gay rights. The collegium has responded the following: previous judges have also had foreign spouses, and Raw has not raised any concerns regarding the Swiss partner. The Navtesh Singh Johar judgment was cited, stating that a person must be given the chance to maintain their dignity based on their sexual orientation. His appointment would further promote the cause of inclusion and judiciary within inclusion and diversity within the folds of judiciary. Former CGI Justice Deepak Mishra said that an individual, while exercising choice, must not be forced to choose solitude. Justice Mishra also stated that the constitutional morality was not bound to the provisions and the literal text, but also in the majoritarian perception while ushering a pluralistic and inclusive society. Justice Chandrachud too has raised the questions of whether the state has the power to set boundaries of permissible and impermissible intimacies between consenting adults. The grounds under Article 15 have also increased to include sexual orientation. It can be said that the collegium chose this particular issue after a salvo of attacks from the law minister and the vice president. However, a continuous struggle between the executive and the judiciary could lead to moral denigration of the society. This brings us to the news updates. Wayanad becomes the first district to provide all the documents to tribal people. Basic documents and facilities such as Aadhaar card, ration cards, birth and death certificate, election ID cards, bank accounts, and health insurance has been provided to all tribal people. The Wayanad District Administration has attained the meritorious achievement by providing 1,42,563 services to as many as 64,670 tribal beneficiaries. This was done under the ABCD campaign, which is the Akshaya Big Campaign for Document Digitization. The next news update talks about new guidelines to regulate promotions on social media. The center has released the endorsement guidelines for celebrities and social media influencers. It mandates compulsory disclosure of monetary or material benefits of a product or a brand they are promoting through their social media platforms. Penalty up to rupees 50 lakhs can be fixed for non-compliance. Folk pioneer David Crosby dies. David Crosby, one of the most influential rock musicians of the 1960s and 70s, who was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with two different groups, has died at the age of 81. Saudi Arabia rules out normalization with Israel. Saudi Arabia will not normalize ties with Israel in the absence of a two-state solution with the Palestinians. Saudi Arabia is stringent on the demand of Palestine to be recognized as a state. In defense news, we see that Air Operations Officer Lt Commander Disha Amrith to lead Indian Navy contingent. Lt Commander Disha Amrith, a woman naval air operations official posted at a strategic base, will lead the Indian Navy's Republic Day contingent of 144 young sailors. Indian Army to promote 108 female officers to the rank of colonel. 108 women officers would be promoted to the rank of colonel in Indian Army. This is the first time that women officers would be selected for command roles in Indian Army. The branches would include engineers, military intelligence, army air defense, ordnance, and service. The next news update is extremely important for those who are preparing for banking exams. PNB, first public sector bank to launch credit cards for FDs. The Punjab National Bank is the first public sector bank that has launched credit cards against fixed deposits digitally. According to the PSU Bank, customers will get their RuPay or Visa credit cards digitally against single or multiple FDs with a credit limit of 80%. Tripura, Manipur, and Meghalaya Foundation Day. Very important news where direct current affairs are tested. January 21st is celebrated as the Foundation Day of statehood of three states. That would be Meghalaya, Manipur, and Tripura. This year marks the 51st anniversary of statehood for these three states. The Annual Status of Education Report ASER 2022 was revealed with almost 98.4% students in the age bracket of 6 to 14 years now enrolled in schools. This national survey sheds light on learning outcomes in schools and is led by the Pratham Foundation. Coming to the legal updates, in the case of Bobby versus State of Kerala, the Supreme Court held that the recovery cannot be relied on under Section 27 of the Evidence Act in the absence of record of statement of the accused. The bench of Justices B.R. Gavai and M. Sundaresh acquitted a murder accused who was concurrently convicted by the trial court and the High Court. In another legal update, the Supreme Court, in the case of Saurav Das versus Union of India, held that the police and investigating agencies like CBI, ED, etc., cannot be directed to upload the charge sheets filed in cases in a public platform for easy access by the general public. A bench comprising Justices M.R. Shah and C.T. Ravi Kumar held so while dismissing a PIL filed by RTI activist and investigative journalist Saurav Das. The bench termed as misplaced the reliance made by Advocate Prashant Bhushan on the Supreme Court's judgment in Youth Bar Association case, in which directions were issued to the police to upload the FIRs in website within 24 hours, except in sensitive cases like rape and sexual offenses. So guys, this was the thorough newspaper analysis for today. I hope you're preparing well for your legal updates as well as current affairs. See you next time. Thank you.